Hi, my name is Julie.
Hi, my name is Gail de Castro.
Hi, my name is Fadia.
Hi, my name is Alison Wilson. Sorry. Gosh.
My husband Rowan and I have 2 children. Our son Dean is 13 years old and his sister Haley is 6 years old. Dean was diagnosed with autism in 2014 and later diagnosed with an intellectual disability when he was 8 years old. We have been part of the Grandview Kids community since his autism diagnosis. Shortly after, I went back to school at Durham College to complete my graduate certificate as a communicative disorder assistant. I was fortunate enough to do one of my placements at Grandview Kids, and I have been a communicative disorder assistant in the preschool speech and language program at Grandview Kids for the last 3 years.
I'm married to Umar, an incredible husband and a wonderful father. We have 2 sons, ages 25 and 18. Our family moved to Canada in 2017 and have proudly called it home ever since. Our younger son Cheyenne was born without arms or elbows and has faced additional challenges over time. He's undergone 18 surgeries so far, including bone revision, spinal fusion, and a total hip replacement. We settled in Durham region in 2018 and Cheyenne transitioned from Roundtable Kids to Grandview Kids for rehab services when he was 11. After each surgery, he needed ongoing occupational and physiotherapy support. Grandview not only provided essential care and home modifications, but also worked closely with his school to ensure proper accommodations from bathroom modifications to gym accessibility. Their support made a real difference in his daily life. Now 18, Cheyenne is attending university, and we are hopeful that his days of surgery are behind him. I found a strong sense of community through Grandview Kids Facebook group, online parent support, OPS. It's my go-to space when I feel overwhelmed or uncertain. Somehow other families always know exactly what I need to hear. And their support has been truly invaluable. I also look forward to attending the Caregiver Cafe nights, which have become a meaningful space where I not only receive support, but I also offer it to others. That mutual exchange gives me a real sense of connection and worth as a peer navigator.
My husband Mike and I have 2 kids. James is 8 and Shay is 7 years old. Our Grandview Kids journey started in 2017 when James was diagnosed with spastic diplegia cerebral palsy. In the years that have followed, James has been diagnosed with a language impairment, autism, and an intellectual disability. James's primary form of communication is through an assistive device that we call his talker. Although Grandview Kids has been supportive right from the start of our journey, my sense of belonging felt like it really blossomed in 2020 when James started attending Grandview School. I got to know many Grandview moms who I still connect with to this day. We've maintained community with our families outside of school and therapy times for fun events like birthday parties. They have been an amazing support system as we journey alongside each other as disability parents.
20 years ago, my husband and I adopted a little baby girl through international adoption. And from the moment we saw her, she completely stole our hearts. We weren't the only ones to notice this because her name literally translated to sunny and lovely. Because she spent most of her early years in an orphanage, we expected developmental delays. But we were happy to learn that at her facility, there was a charity called Half the Sky that trained the nannies in child development and provided a nurturing environment for the children in their care. Thankfully, our daughter only had minor delays. We were referred to Grandview Children for a speech and language assessment and parental education. We used the tips that Grandview gave us while we waited for the assessment, and by the time we were able to have her speech assessed, she was already making great progress with the English language. But speech was only part of the picture. When you adopt a child with no medical and family history, you need to go through extensive medical testing. And through this process, we learned that she was carrying a potentially fatal illness, and over time we would learn that she would be diagnosed with a sleep disorder, ADHD, autism, learning disability, graphomotor disability, and anxiety. Grandview Kids parent education played a very vital role in helping our family, offering knowledge and encouragement and information when we needed it most. After navigating the ups and downs of adolescence with our daughter, I've taken a year leave from my role as a professor to work as a peer navigator with the Grandview Kids Adolescent Transition Program, offering the same support and encouragement to other families that was so vital to our family.
Nice.
Hi.
That's fine.
We have our good days and our bad days.
So I'm an adoptive mother, and for anyone who is an adoptive mother, there's a whole layer that comes with being an adoptive mother that you're never sure when you become a real mom. Like, there isn't that moment when you get to say, I'm a real mom. You get your child, and then you ask yourself, am I a real mom now? Is it now? Because I fed them once, because I put them to bed once. You just don't know when it happens. And I felt like I was playing a mom role. I wasn't feeling the same things as other moms. I wasn't worried about the same things. I wasn't prioritizing the same things because my child was different. And because I wasn't thinking what I thought real moms thought, therefore I wasn't a real mom. I felt really ashamed that I wasn't getting it. I was just playing a game and I was pretending. And it wasn't until I met other moms who had children who were like mine, be it stepchildren, be it their biological children, their adopted children, it didn't matter. The piece that was missing wasn't that I was an adoptive mom. It was that I wasn't hanging out with moms who had children like mine.
Yeah.
And as soon as I found those people, I felt like I was a mom. I was a for real mom because all my feelings were validated inside of me, and that was really amazing. And I think I didn't know what I was missing because I didn't know it existed. And when I found the piece, that's when I knew I was missing the piece. And that was a really good feeling. Like, I am a mom, for sure.
For me, it actually started mostly at Grandview School. When my son went there for 2 years, we were able to connect as a group of moms. I don't forget how the number of them anyways, but it was a good group of us that would connect on Facebook Messenger and get together for like things like our kids' birthday parties and stuff like that. Also, when my son was first diagnosed, I went right onto the online parent support group on Facebook. It was like my very first thing I did was trying to find just like-minded parents, and that's been very helpful for sure. I've also attended things like the Safety Village events and things like that. And I find like it doesn't have to be the same diagnosis or the exact same experience, kind of like all of us here. We're able to connect as disability parents for the reason of basically loving our kids in wherever they're at, and knowing, kind of similar how you were talking about that mom that you just connected with, that you have someone who gets it, and that's what I found at Grandview. Yeah.
For me, it was Dean was the very first one in our family, and my relatives, to have a disability. So I didn't really know much about it. I've worked with children my whole life since I was old enough to work. But when I had Dean, it's like I didn't know anything working with kids. I didn't even know how to help him. Didn't know how to get him to play with me. It seems like he didn't want to play with me. But Grandview, when we started our sessions here, Grandview was that place where it taught me how to help my child. So I learned so much from the staff here. And it became like a safe place. Like when he was younger, anytime that I took Dean anywhere out in public, my anxiety level was right here. Because I wasn't sure about what was going to trigger the behavior or meltdown. But when I came to Grandview, it was a safe place. Like you don't feel like you have to explain his behavior. And then, like, his therapist was like, "Oh, he likes things that spin. Let's use it. Let's use it to help him. Oh, he likes the alphabet. Let's use that to help him communicate." So that became, again, like, it's just a safe place for me. So I feel very lucky to be part of this team now in this way.
For me, I joined the Family Advisory Council before I started working here, and I found wonderful moms there. So I got a lot of strength from them. But I specifically remember when I joined the Facebook group, Ops, one night my son had kidney issues at that time. So I didn't know if it was serious, should I go to the hospital, or, so I wanted that second opinion. And I just posted that question on Ops. And I said, it's 6 p.m. in the night, like, is it worth going to sick kids from Pickering, or do we stay home and wait, like see a doctor next morning? And everybody said, take him to sick kids right now. So we did, and I'm so glad that they advised. It was the most sincere advice ever, because instead of waiting and regretting, just go. That was like, I still remember that. I don't know, just stuck there in my head that those families took time out to advise me. Even though that wasn't something they must have particularly experienced themselves with their children, but they gave us sincere advice. So yeah, I really appreciate that.
Yeah, I really like being part of the OPS too, because yes, it's a great way to get recommendations from families who are going through very similar things as you. But I love the encouragement that comes with it. Like when the parent posts something like, oh, my son tried new food today, yay. And everyone else will be like so happy for them because they know the struggle. So it's a really good support group.
Yeah.
To every donor, supporter, and community member, thank you. Because of you, my child is accepted,
Belongs. Vibrant.
Thriving.
and living at their full potential. We couldn't be more grateful.
Happy Mother's Day.